Are you thinking about moving to Columbus? It's a big growing city with a lot to offer. There's lots of reasons why you should move here, but there's some reasons why you shouldn't either. These are the 5 worst things about living in Columbus. A few of these are going to surprise you. I'm Craig Balster with the Balster Realty Group in Keller Williams Greater Columbus. This is Craig Balster living in Columbus, and if you want to know what it's really like to live in Columbus, be sure to hit the like and subscribe. Really hits the channel grow. Let's get the big one out of the way first. That's the weather. We're specifically talking about the winter weather. It's January through March. If December it gets cold and snowy, everybody likes that around Christmas time. But most of the time, the worst weather is January to March. Temperatures hover in the 20s and 30s. And while we don't get big snowstorms very often, we do get them from time to time. But those storms usually maybe you get 1 or 2 or 3 inches, and then it turns into kind of this gray, slushy mess that sticks around for a while. It's not pretty, and the days can be long and gray. Columbus averages about 26, 28 inches of snow each winter, far less than places like Cleveland or Buffalo. Cleveland, especially with the lake effect off Lake Erie, they get way more snow up there. We don't get a lot of sunshine that January through March. They're long gray days. So if you're someone who thrives on sunshine, we do get far fewer days of sunshine than the national average. Second on the list, everyone's favorite, traffic. Columbus is a growing city. Over the past 15 years, we've added 300,000 residents to the metro area. The Mid-Ohio Regional Planning Commission anticipates more than 726 additional residents moving to the area before 2050. That'll bring the overall regional population up to 3.15 million people. Obviously, that's going to bring a lot more cars onto an already stretched highway system. And without a strong transit system, we can expect traffic to just be more of a headache than usual. Kind of tying in with traffic is our third worst thing about living in Columbus, and that's its lack of public transportation. Columbus is one of the largest U.S. cities to not have a subway or elevated train system or a commuter train, anything like that. We rely here on the COTA bus system, which for what it does is pretty good. It services inside the 270 Beltway quite well. However, if you live in a suburb outside of 270, service is a little thin, and it's not doesn't save you much time, if any, versus having a car. If you don't have a car, getting around town, it can be quite difficult. And as someone who's lived in Columbus for more than 20 years now, I used to brag that you could get around Columbus in about 20 minutes. Now it's more like 30, 35 minutes to get anywhere you need to go. All right, so number 4 of the worst things about living in Columbus has to deal with the other two quite a little bit, and that's construction. With the increase in population that we talked about before, and the lack of options as far as transit goes, Columbus's roads are constantly being widened. There's lanes being shifted around, and those orange barrels that you see in construction sites, they become a permanent part of your daily commute. The most notorious construction project is probably downtown, where the I-70 and I-71 come together, and that project's been going on for years. We don't seem to have an end in sight. Causes all kinds of trouble through there, and it's a real bottleneck. Another one I like to mention is the kind of interchange between 315, 23, and 71 along 270 on the north side. A few years ago, we had that all finished up construction-wise, but I think now the traffic's worse than it was before. Just really jammed up each night. This last one isn't going to sound like much of a reason, but it does get a little boring, and that's, we just don't have any interesting topography here. There's no beaches, no mountains, no waterways to speak of, really. It's good for farming, which is a big part of Ohio's economy, but it does get a little dull. We do have some lakes, Buckeye Lake, Allen Creek Reservoir, Hoover Reservoir, to name a few. But if outdoor lifestyle and doing lots of interesting things outside is part of your lifestyle, it may not be the best spot for you. Hocking Hills is your best option. It's 45 minutes or so away. It's a wonderful scenic area with lots of rolling hills. They have zip lining there, hiking, canoeing, all kinds of things. So that's a little kind of southeast of town. But here right in central Ohio, it's all pretty flat and boring. So there you have it, the 5 worst things about living in Columbus. You got the long gray winters, lack of public transportation, traffic in general, and then the road construction that just doesn't ever seem to let up. And of course, it's just flat here. Now, with all the population growth we're expecting, some of those problems are just going to be exacerbated and probably get a little worse in the coming years, hopefully, but they get better in the long run. If you're thinking about moving to Columbus, it's important to know the good and the bad and get the full picture before you make your decision. As always, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It'd really help us out. Thanks so much. See you next time.